Okay, here, I think this started. Okay, I'm just gonna go over, welcome to my, Genius Hour final presentation. Well, you can probably hear my computer running in the background. I was gonna record it on there, but the right fan is broken, so it's buzzing pretty loud. I need to go get it fixed. So, the intro, I'm just gonna give you an intro to my project. I chose to make a neural network simulation of, like evolution. So what I did, made a neural network. Okay, unpause. Uh, it's a neural network simulation of evolution. Um, that's about it. I can go over what a neural network is. A neural network is just a set of inputs that goes into a set of like different functions that will, in my case, have evolved randomly, and then to a certain output. So mine is my inputs are like, say, the nearest other organism to it, the nearest food to it, its health, its maturity, stuff like that. And its outputs is, how it's going to move left, right, all that stuff, and stuff like that. So what I've done is, in this project, I wasn't able to completely finish it to how I wanted to because of time constraints. I had to work on a science fiction project, which I underestimated in how much time that was going to take. So, the reason I chose this project is I was always interested in AI, and it seemed like a pretty good way to get into it. And the project's just there's a bunch of organisms, which you should be able to see here because I'll edit that in. You should be able to see here. I made them just blue boxes because I didn't feel like modeling anything immediately. And I made you should see little green orbs, which is the food. If they run into the food, they get energy. If they don't, they'll slowly starve to death and die. So if they spawn in and don't mutate to move, they'll just die. And if they do move and they collide with food, they eat it. And they will get energy so they can continue surviving and then later reproduce. Was not able to code in reproduction because time constraints. I will continue this project even after the Genius Hour thing. But oops, the recording just failed. Oh god. I'll record it in. I'll just edit it in later. Okay. And damn, how do I go over this for 7 minutes? With the projects, yeah, that's the neural network thing. I learned a lot from this. I learned how to make a neural network, how to make how to use interfaces in C#, which I did not know how to use before, and got better with the entity component system, just ECS and dots in general, which is pretty helpful because I plan to use that for my game. And the reason I chose it because I was interested in AI. I wanted to get into this, and I can probably go into more depth of what the project does. So I have these things called subsets, which are just a set of inputs and outputs. Like there's a movement subset, with its inputs being its current speed, the current speed of the blob. Well, that's what I've been calling them, blobs. And its outputs are just the way it moves, like left, right, all that stuff. That puts it into, and this system's completely modular. I can make one of these. You can put it in and code a system. You don't have to hard code anything. I could cut all of that out, and it'd be perfectly fine. Because I made everything modular, which I spent a lot of the time on doing that, instead of making it functional. I made it just more modular and modular, where I could just take any chunk out of it, and it would continue to work, which is pretty cool. But I do think I should have, continue making more traits and stuff like that. And a trait is just something that it's not exactly evolved. It's evolved through mutation, but it's not like using the AI. It's not like the neural part. There's nothing like a neural network about it. It's just like random RNG. You click, it just runs the functions whenever the blob spawns, and it just has a chance of evolving a certain function. I coded in but the entire system made it super modular, but I didn't code in any traits, which I see is the problem. So there's stuff like that. I pretty much just made this entire system I made the foundations of what this could be. Really, really good foundations where this is real solid, where it's incredibly modular. Everything about this entire thing is modular. I made the code super clean. Besides, well, the last parts which I've rushed in like the past week, which I can go back and clean up. But it came together pretty well. I learned how to make neural networks. I learned how to just code in ECS, and it was good. It was good practice coding in general, because the only stuff like real advanced stuff I've done is probably my marching cubes implementation, which I'm pretty proud of. But this one definitely comes in close second. We learned how to use Python disk sampling, which I did not know how to do before. Instancing, how to use multi-threading better, which is still kind of confusing, but I've gotten better at it. And I've gotten better in just coding in general. Also learned how to manipulate time and stuff, so I was able to speed stuff up. Well, currently I'm recording the audio and the video separately, so you should be able to see some blobs moving around, or they just decided all to stand still and not evolve at all, which I can't really force that. And for some reason that one's immortal. I'm looking at part of the recording now. But okay. What else were we supposed to talk about? I can't remember exactly what you said in class. I should probably wrote that down. And I don't think it said, and it didn't say anything in like the description. So I'm just gonna keep on going off about the project. What can I go more in depth about? Well, I can go more in depth, not the subset system, the trait system. A trait is just a like isolated system that runs on any entity, which is just any block of code. If you know the entity component system, you may know what I'm talking about. You may not, probably don't, because I don't think it's that common. It's just a container of code. If it has this tag on it, it will run this system on it. If it doesn't, it will completely ignore it. So if I just add the tag, it runs the system. And it's really good for like optimization, which I didn't really optimize this system much, but I have a bunch of room for that. I can make it pretty well. I can scale it up to like where there's thousands of organisms at a time. Right now I have it like limited to like 20. But what is it called? But yeah. Oh, there's one moving around. I don't know if the audio and the recording will be matched up. I'll see if I can. Like even like the eating system is not working how it should be, which I know why, because I forgot to scale up the collider with it, because I rushed making the eating system. So all the problems I face, like the biggest troubles I faced is time. Like there's a bunch of bugs, I had to fix all of that, and mostly because I had other projects I had to work on, and just stuff like outside of school, so which took up a lot of time. I overestimated how much time I had. I could have scaled this down a lot, made it less modular, but because I wanted to continue this in the future, it was better for me to make a solid foundation, which I'd say I did. It's not very functional right now. But maybe I'll do the same thing for I think it's advanced engineering not next year. Is it senior or junior year? Maybe I'll do the same thing and just continue this. I'll probably continue over the rest of the summer though. But yeah, that's been my Genius Hour thing. I don't know if we were meant to make this formal or not. I'm confused. No, I've asked people, no one says. Okay, I probably should have emailed you, but it was like 9 o'clock when I thought of this. Well, that's my Genius Hour. Thanks for watching, and bye.